So today I would like to talk about my cooking experiences at the Abbey. For me, cooking is a hands-on monastic training, an informal meditation and Dharma practice, and a delightful adventure. In addition, cooking is one of the most rewarding experiences as a monastic because it offers me endless opportunities of continuous learning, growing, exploring, and improving throughout the years. If it took me a few years to overcome my fear of public speaking, I believe it also took me the same amount of time to build my confidence and to be able to cook on my own in a calm, at ease, and joyful manner. So before I share my cooking experiences, I would like to talk a little bit about my background. I was born in Huế, Vietnam's former imperial capital from 1802 to 1945, and one of its most charming cities. Huế is also famed for its imperial cuisine, originally served to the emperor and his retinue. According to Luc Dickwit, the CEO of Huế Greek Tour, Hué's food is naturally famous for its rich culinary history and its distinct flavors. The city's cultural heritage and long-standing affluence have produced food that solely belong to the area, yet celebrated around Vietnam and around the world where Vietnamese people live. Although I left my birthplace when I was 1 year old, somehow Huế delicacy cooking has got into my blood a little bit. If my birthplace has shaped my cooking style, I need to credit my mom for her great influence over my love for gourmet cooking. Not only were her food unforgettable, but also they were arranged and presented beautifully. As a notorious perfectionist, my mom had high standards when it came to teaching my sister and myself basic cooking skills at our young ages, such as how to pick the best produces, how to wash lettuces with great care, and how to cut vegetables precisely, and so on. Of course, at that time, I did not appreciate her kindness and her skill because I thought she was very strict and picky. I rather spend time playing with my neighbors and friends and had fun. As I grew older, I'm very grateful for her incredible kindness, love, care, and patience to teach us the basic cooking skills that I really need, especially as a monastic now. You might wonder why I mentioned cooking is a hands-on monastic training. After I ordained, I spent 6 months in a mid-sized nunnery of about 150 nuns in Vietnam. As a newly ordained nun with little cooking experiences for a big group, I was asked to only prepare vegetables for the lead cooks. I was told that only the senior nuns with at least over 10 years of ordination and with cooking experiences were assigned to be lead cooks. I really admire their skill, fortitude, physical strength, and heat tolerance to be able to cook, especially in a very hot and humid weather. Then when I joined the Abbey's community, cooking was a big challenge for me due to my inflexibility, my lack of confidence in my cooking skill for a big group, and my fear of failure. I remember vividly all my excuses that I made when I was asked to sign up for cooking, such as I did not know how to cook for 20 people. The Abbey did not have the ingredients or the vegetables for me to cook Vietnamese food, or 4 hours were not enough for me to cook, and so on. I am amazed that cooking has helped me to turn impossible into possible, as now I am able to cook for 20 people instead of for 6 family members. As time went on, I have also improved my ability to multitask, to cook on my own, as well as my time management skill to have the food ready before lunchtime. In addition, I have learned how to plan a simple menu according to limited time, increasing restricted diets and my energy level. I have also become flexible, more flexible to make slight adjustment to the recipe with limited ingredients. Furthermore, cooking has also helped me develop more awareness of my limitations by focusing my time and effort on just cooking main and side dishes and not on desserts. I admit that I still have a hard time and resistance to use leftovers for cooking. Next, I would like to share another aspect of cooking, which is an informal meditation and Dharma practice. Before I ordained, I didn't know that cooking or any daily activities could be a meditation practice for Buddhist practitioners until I read Aran's Karunadamu reflection on mindful of right effort. He said, if we think of practice as that which is only the cushion, then we are going to miss almost all the opportunities in our life for deepening the practice. Following his teachings, I have taken full advantage of cooking opportunities as my off-cushion meditation and Dharma practice. I am glad that after a few years of cooking, I'm getting a little more confidence in my cooking skill and have chosen to cook on my own so that I can focus my mind and be more attentive to my multitasking. As a result, I'm more aware of my mind being caught up in the flow of becoming so that I can break my mind's momentum by taking a short water break every hour. I also practice mindfulness of breathing to calm myself if I'm stressed out for not pacing myself well due to miscalculating the cooking time. One improvement in my practice that I have noticed is that I no longer spend a lot of time during my meditation, my morning meditation session on my menu planning. I rejoice that I'm able to laugh at myself for my obsession about my menu planning and for wasting my precious time doing so. I also noticed that if I keep my practice to be balanced among my mind, my heart, and my body, then I have a tendency to cook my food well balanced of color, texture, ingredients, and different cooking techniques. Before I move on to the last aspect of cooking, I want to share a teachable moment as well as a funny story about my cooking experience. I remember a few times when I tried to recruit long-term guests to cook with me because I wanted to make my lunch an international feast. Due to their unfamiliarity with the Abbey's kitchen, they asked me many questions, such as where this spice was, where that spice was. So besides being distracted by their questions, I also engaged in many conversations with them and did not finish cooking on time. I almost got a heart attack after a few attempts. Since then, I have given up my personal ambition for a feast and regularly reminded myself to be content with food and drink. Lastly, I have found cooking a delightful adventure when I'm more comfortable stepping out of my comfort zone to try new dishes and to combine helpful cooking tips from different chefs. I think being adventurous enhances my creativity, curiosity, imaginary, and flexibility. I am amazed that creativity is the invisible element that can be attributed to the different results, even though I try to follow the same recipe. The more I am open and flexible, the more expansive my mind becomes. Even though cooking is fun, It really requires physical and mental strength. I have to be careful not to overcommit myself and not to exceed my energy level allowed. Like other Dharma activities, if my motivation to cook is to make an offering to the Sangha, then cooking goes beyond the sense of a task or a sense of accomplishment or success. Indeed, I have found the three aspects of cooking very beneficial and helpful because they really deepen and strengthen my formal meditation and Dharma practices in a practical way. I hope you also find cooking fun, enjoyable, and beneficial as well.